Your envy birthed our sorrow, your deceit fueled our torment. Confess your sins before the darkness claims you.
Once upon a time, in an ancient African village, nestled between rolling hills and bordered by a meandering river, there lived a man called Emeka. He was very hardworking and rich, and also a kind and generous man. Emeka was a caring and loving husband who was married to Neka, a woman with exceptional beauty both inside and out. They lived a blissful life together with their delightful and beautiful twin daughters, Adana and Adogo. Emeka and his family stayed close to his family home. However, Emeka had an elder sister named Ngozi, who stayed in the family home with her daughter, Amarachi. Amarachi was a spoilt, disrespectful and arrogant young girl known by everyone in the village, and on the other hand, Emeka's twin daughters, Adana and Adogo, were well brought up, respectful and loved by everyone in the village. Ngozi was unmarried with a child out of wedlock. Emeka would always assist Ngozi financially and even set up a very lucrative business for Ngozi, but Ngozi, being a lazy woman, refused to work, saying their father gave everything to Emeka before he died, asking Emeka to give her half of their father's property he left behind for Emeka. But the truth was, Ngozi and Emeka got the same share of the properties after their father's death. But Ngozi sold everything and left the village to enjoy her life and came back to the village with nothing. Instead, she got pregnant. Ngozi pretends to like her younger brother, Emeka. She will visit their house to eat, chat, and laugh with them, but deep down, she had evil under her eyes. Ngozi, with a bitter expression, watches Emeka's family from afar. She had that bitter jealousy and resentment deep in her heart. Her bitterness towards her brother's happiness grew every passing day, fueling her desire to destroy her brother's family. Ngozi saw Neka's beauty as a threat, and she couldn't bear the thought of her brother being happy, married to a beautiful woman and rich while she was unmarried and unhappy. Everyone in the village loved Meka and her daughters, but disliked Ngozi and her arrogant daughter because they were troublemakers and very disrespectful. However, Ngozi pretended to be best friends with Meka while concealing her envious heart. Emeka got more richer and famous. But his lazy sister Ngozi had nothing. One day, Amarachi, fueled by envy, complained to her mother about the lavish gifts her uncle Emeka bestowed upon his daughters Adana and Odogo. Her mother consoled her and gave her food to eat. At night, when Ngozi and her daughter went to sleep, a shadow of envy clouded her. Jealousy and anger fueled her as she whispered poisonous words to her daughter, telling her she will eliminate her worky brother and the twins and accuse Neka of killing them, and also convincing the villagers to believe she killed them so that they will be able to seize the riches for themselves. The next day, Ngozi was desperately looking for a way to destroy her brother's family. So she went to meet several spiritualists, and none of them could help her, asking her to go home because they won't be able to harm or destroy any man whose heart and hands are keen. You better be warned, because what you seek will kill you. You went to so many places but failed. The people you seek to destroy are protected. Be warned, said by one of the spiritualists. But one of the spiritualists directed her to a more powerful river goddess. Great One, are you sure this goddess you're talking about would be able to do what I ask of her? Ngozi asked. I can guarantee you 100%. She is more capable in helping you with what you seek, my daughter. She will be able to break every protection around your brother's family and even do everything you ask of her. The goddess is super powerful, and I can attest to the mysterious works she has been doing. The spiritualist responded. Ngozi was extremely excited for eventually getting a place where she can finalize her evil plans. The next morning, Ngozi left the village with her daughter, Amarachi, in search of the location to the river where the spiritualist directed her to seek the guidance of the evil goddess. When they got to the river, they were asked to wait for the goddess at the shrine, which they did. When the goddess came out, she told them there was nothing she couldn't do. Upon hearing this, Ngozi and Amarachi became more happier. Finally, our plans will work, they said to themselves. They told the goddess their plans, and she gave them 2 sticks, a piece of red cloth, and kola nuts, instructing them on what to do. She asked Ngozi to perform a back ritual early in the morning. When they go back to the village, she was asked to join the 2 sticks together and tie them with the red cloth while mentioning the names of the twin, and after, dig and bury it at the back of Emika's house. And to mention Emika's name 3 times while holding the kola nuts, and then send it to Emika as a gift after he comes back from his business journey. The next day, Ngozi did as the goddess told her. With a heart poisoned by envy, she evoked a curse upon the innocent twin. Few days later, Adana and Odogo fell gravely ill, and no herbalist could detect or cure them. Emika had to leave his business and went back to the village. When he arrived, Ngozi presented the kola nuts that were given to her by the goddess to Emika as a gift. Due to how busy Emika was, taking his daughters round to seek for help, he kept the kola nuts in one of their pots hoping to get Iklika, but forgot to chew it. Days passed and their sickness couldn't be cured by the herbalist in the village or nearby villages. The village echoed with grief as whispers spread that the twin souls had departed. Unbeknownst to the grieving family of Emika, Ngozi and Amarachi reveled in their evil victory. While everyone in the village were grieving, the walls of Ngozi's house echoed laughter and happiness. They pretended to be sad in front of Emika's family and the villagers. Our first plan worked. We have to wait patiently for Emika to also fall sick and kick the bucket, Ngozi said to her daughter Amarachi with an evil smile. This passed, but Emika was still strong and fit. Ngozi, sensing this, wondered why nothing was happening to her brother. She ventured back to see the goddess, who told her her brother Emika hasn't chewed the kola nuts, and so Ngozi asked the goddess for more kola nuts so that she gives it to her brother, which the goddess gave her. She thanked the goddess with her sacrificial items and left back to her village. Because the twin were forcefully killed by their aunt and cousin, their spirit refused to rest. The spirit of the twin lingered around the village seeking for justice. The ghost of the twin, sensing the manipulative act their aunt was planning against their family, tried to avenge their death and also to protect their family. One moonlit night, while Ngozi and her daughter Amarachi were sleeping, the ghost of the twin appeared to them from the ethereal realm. They haunted Ngozi and Amarachi, urging them to confess their sins. The ghostly twins, filled with righteous anger, spoke in unison to Ngozi.
Your envy burst our sorrow, your deceit fueled our torment. Confess your sins before the darkness claims you.
The jealous duo, stubborn and arrogant, dismissed the warnings, believing that the ghostly twin held no power over them. Ngozi went for a charm and buried it at the twins' grave. However, the twin spirits persisted, unyielding in their quest for justice. The haunting intensified, tormenting Ngozi and Amarachi until desperation led them back to the goddess for protection against the spirit of the twin. When they were almost close to the river, the ghost of the twin appeared to them, but this time around they were very angry and furious.
Why did you dare us? After all our warnings, you still had the effrontery to disobey us? Go back and confess.
Please, we are sorry, don't kill my daughter and I. Don't kill us. Ngozi and Amarachi responded with fear in their eyes. Go and confess and stop your evil plots. The twin responded and disappeared. Ngozi and her daughter ran helter-skelter back to the village. Weeks later, Ngozi and Amarachi succumbed to a mysterious sickness. Paralyzed by fear, they confessed their malevolent deeds to Emeka and the villagers. Shocked and betrayed, Emeka learned that his sister's envy had orchestrated the tragedy that befell his beloved family. The villagers, filled with disbelief, left Ngozi and Amarachi's bodies unburied, leaving their souls in limbo. As the spirits of the twins finally found peace and justice, the village was left in a solemn quiet as they depart. A month later, Emeka discovered she was pregnant. They danced round their house with excitement. 9 months later, she delivered bouncy baby girls who were twin, and the family lived happily ever after. The moral lesson of this story is, envy and treachery breed only sorrow and destruction, while the purity of love and family prevails in the end, even against the darkest schemes of jealousy. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more cultural tales from the heart of Africa. Until we meet again, may your days be filled with the magic of stories and the beauty of shared heritage. Thank you for watching.